Whenever you're ready.
Cool. Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for coming out to the Advocate Center tonight and covering us. Welcome back to all of you. I think this is the first time, you've been back here in 2-3 years. So we're excited to have you here tonight. This is a great night for the Bulls, and I'm happy to answer any questions for you.
Mark, Casey Johnson with NBC Sports Chicago. Maybe just talk us through the draft process with Dalen and what stood out to you guys about him through the interview process and also the workout.
Sure. So we had an opportunity to work out Dalen a couple of weeks ago. He came in the night before and spent time with us. We took him to dinner, got an opportunity to learn about him and learn about his family, learn about what motivates him as a person, as a teammate, as a son, and we were really, really impressed. We've had an opportunity to watch him and scout him numerous times at Arizona this year and came away very impressed with him as a player, as a teammate, and we really saw him as somebody who could fit with what we're building here with the Bulls.
Cody Westerlund with 670 The Score. You just said fit with what you're building with the Bulls. When you project him into the future, what do you envision him as, and what can he do maybe even quicker than that here in the next year or two?
Sure. I think for him, he's going to bring versatility on both ends of the floor. Defensively, I think he's going to be able to switch, 1 through 3. I think offensively, he's going to get out and run. I think last year, early on, we had a lot of success when we created turnovers defensively and got out and ran. I think he is somebody who's going to be able to do that for us. He's a capable three-point shooter. I wouldn't call him a three-point shooter, but with his makeup, I think you guys had an opportunity to speak to him earlier. He just brings an energy and a vibe that I think is going to fit really well within this gym. He competes, he plays hard, he brings energy, and I think he's going to be a great fit.
Mark, Deion Miller from ABC7, you kind of stole my thunder there a little bit. He did win the Zoom call instantly. I mean, the energy and personality jumps off the film. So what is it about that you think will fit with the core group that is here and that he can kind of be a part of that right away?
Sure. I think, as we look to add pieces to this roster, I think he fits the kind of makeup that we want to bring in. He's a tough kid. He's competitive. He brings a winning spirit to the room. I think he's an energy. He's a ball of energy, and I think we need that in this building every single day. Obviously, he's a young kid, and we do have some veteran pieces who were, those are our core guys. But I think for Dalen to come in here and be a big, not necessarily a big part of that, but a part of that is something that we're really excited about.
Mark Herman with WGN. Was this a best player available? Don't care what position he plays. Is that how you guys were evaluating the whole draft? Which way you were going to go?
Definitely best player available, but there was also a component of fit. As we kind of worked down our draft board, he was next on our list, but he fits what we're trying to build here. Again, tough, energy, competitive, great spirit. We're excited about him.
Hey, Mark, Rob Schaefer, NBC
Hey, Rob.
Sports Chicago. How serious, if at all, did conversations get about potentially moving up, moving back? How did the draft process play out in your guys' room from that perspective?
I mean, it's our job to look at all opportunities, whether it's trading up or moving back. I can tell you, we took a lot of calls for both scenarios, and just nothing stood out to us. And when Dalen was on the board and we saw that we were going to be able to select him, we were excited about it. But again, we were diligent. We looked at all opportunities, and we felt like selecting Dalen at 18 was the best position for us to be in tonight.
Just following up on that, were you surprised he was still there?
We were pleasantly surprised he was there. Yeah.
Mark, do you envision him cracking the rotation next year?
That's something that you're going to have to ask Billy about. I hope so. Last year we took Ayo at 38. And, I don't think any of us thought he would crack our lineup, but he ended up starting 41 games for us. So I'm not certain Dalen's going to start 41 games for us next year, but if he does, he's got the right makeup. He's going to challenge our vets every single day, whether it's in practice. He may play. I hope he plays, but that's to be determined.
Yeah, Mark, I imagine we'll see him in Summer League next month. I know it's early, you guys just took him, but do you have an idea of what type of things you expect from him in that showcase? And maybe just improvement areas in general that you want to see him work on before even the start of next season?
Sure. I mean, the plan is for him to go to summer league. He'll be here early next week and he'll participate in our summer league training camp. He should travel out to Vegas with the team and compete. Again, I think he's a pretty good shooter, but he probably needs to work on his shooting. All rookies need to work on their bodies and get bigger, stronger, faster. But for him, we're not worried about whether he's going to do the work or not. He just got the perfect makeup in terms of a kid who's going to come in and do the things every single day to try and get better. And we're excited about that.
Mark, obviously the draft is really kind of the kickoff to the busy part of the summer and the rest of the summer and the season and free agency and things like that. Where does the organization stand in regards to Zach LaVine, the confidence level you'll be able to retain him?
So obviously Zach, two-time All-Star, he's an Olympian. He's been a terrific Chicago Bull thus far. It's our hope that, we sit down with Zach and sit down with Rich Paul and talk about what the future looks like here with the Chicago Bulls. It's our every intention to bring him back. We're excited about the opportunity to sit down and talk to him. We feel like he'll be excited to sit down and talk with us, and we're looking forward to that day.
Excuse me, on the offseason note, Mark, right here. Just how's Lonzo? I think last time we talked, he was still Lonzo Ball. Last time we talked, he was still feeling some discomfort in his knee. Just where is he at in this process?
Currently working out in LA, still doing his rehab. We have sent our performance staff to see him every week and kind of track his progress. All reports are good. He's making progress, and we're looking forward to seeing him in summer league later next month. Sorry.
Or could you say that adding rim protection at some point, some way is a priority?
Certainly something that we've discussed as a staff. Getting somebody to complement what Vooch does, particularly rim protection, just kind of patrolling that paint and making sure that, we have somebody there who can lock it down. It's something that we intend on addressing, whether that's via free agency or trade. It's something that we're pretty focused on.
Mark, circling back on Lonzo, when you say he's still rehabbing, like if you guys were in the throes of the season right now, is he a full go? Is he playing?
That's something that we probably need to talk to the performance staff about. That's not a call that I can make right now. I can just tell you that he's rehabbing and he's making progress.
Do you envision him being a full 100% participant next training camp?
I certainly hope so.
Mark, we're going to take one from Zoom. Darnell Mayberry with The Athletic. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Beth. Mark, going back to Dalen, you mentioned him being a ball of energy. I'm just curious from your perspective and your evaluation of him, what stood out about his personality and sort of that vibrance that he has? We just saw that in our Zoom call with him a little bit. What were your takeaways meeting with him and his people, his representation and that sort of thing?
Sure. Again, Darnell, I mean, he's a high energy kid. He's competitive. He brings a winning spirit. We had a great dinner when he came to town. I think you saw it on the Zoom call just now. We spoke to him about 30 minutes ago, and the kid was incredibly excited about being a Chicago Bull. He literally said to us that he would run here right now and get started. I mean, that's just the kind of kid he is, and, we're excited to have him.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Anybody else in here?
It's your lucky day.
Should have come out later.
Yeah, exactly.
He's doing you a favor coming out here.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Yeah. I used to be on deadline as a newspaper guy. Now I'm not on deadline anymore. So I'll be here all night if you need me. Okay, so I know you don't address rumors specifically, but there was a lot of Rudy Gobert chatter linked to you guys. What did you make of that? How serious of talks did you guys have at all on that subject?
I think Casey simply put that this is the time of year when, everything starts to churn, right? Like the draft, free agency, we're going to get into heavy dialogues with trade. I don't want to comment on another team's player. I will tell you that we've taken calls on several different players and several different iterations around the league. We will continue to do so, but I don't want to comment specifically on that particular player.
Following up on that, how do you guys as an organization weigh, you had a good step, you won 46 games, you're good, you made the playoffs. How do you weigh the next incremental step versus what's one big giant piece we still need to add to take a huge leap? Is this a step-by-step process, or is it like accelerated in your mind with those moves that potentially would be out there?
I think we're going to continue to take a pragmatic approach to this. We did take a big leap last year. What we're committed to doing is coming in here every single day, whether that's up in the front office or down here on the floor, and doing everything we can do to improve this team on a daily basis. I don't think there's any one player or any giant leap that we're going to, encounter overnight that's going to turn this thing. We're going to come in here every single day and do the things we need to do to try and improve and grow this team. And we're committed to doing that.
How do you think we should view it that your 2 first-round draft picks were teenagers and your offseason was 30-year-old players? Is the notion of the draft is for support in the future or to support the veteran players?
I think it's both, Sam. Last year, with the 30th pick, we took a young kid. And I don't think there's anybody in this room who thought he would play as much as he did. Perhaps people thought he would have been a contributor, but not a key contributor. So I don't think it's whether you bring in a young player or a more veteran player. I just think you bring pieces in and see how they fit with our group. I think that's the way we're looking at building this team, a pragmatic approach every single day, working on and off the floor to try and improve.
Twofold, I promise this is my last question. Twofold question on Zach. I mean, you clearly heard what he has said to us over the previous months and in his exit interview saying that he believes he's a max player, et cetera. You guys know what the cost is of doing business. Is the franchise prepared to offer him a max contract?
I think we're prepared to do what it will take to bring Zach back in the fold and be a Chicago Bull. And again, we look forward to sitting down with Zach and Rich Paul and talking about what the future could look like for Zach LaVine and the Chicago Bulls.
And just a quick follow-up to that. Do you expect him to go through the free agency process or do you think he'll come to a quick resolution on his future?
I'm not sure.
Got it.
I don't know.
Just one more on Lonzo. Do you expect, did you see enough from Io if things don't go as well with Lonzo that you feel like you have enough behind him right now to cover it?
What do you mean cover?
Well, if Lonzo can't be on the floor, do you have enough point guard help or would you be looking for somebody who could perhaps even deepen that pool?
Without talking about specifics or positional specifics, I think we're committed to making sure Billy has has players in every single position to help us compete on a high level every single night. So whether that's the point guard position or the wing position or the center position, we're going to do everything every single day to try and improve this roster, regardless of what the position is.
I'm not asking related to, I know what he was getting at, but the strength of the roster or the depth of the roster is really guards. And this guy drafted seems to be a guard, seems to play that as Arizona. Did that matter that
You're talking about Dalen?
Yes.
Okay.
That matter that he, duplicates things you have and you have other places where you don't have as much strength, or is it just a matter, like you said, he's the best guy we thought, so it didn't matter what position he played?
Yeah, and positionally, I think that's the thing that attracted us to Dalen is he's not just a guard, he's not just a wing, he's really versatile. And again, I think he's switchable on both ends of the floor, 1 through 3. It's going to take some time. He's going to need to develop. But I think I envision him long-term to be more wing than he is guard, if that helps.
Hey, Mark, good to see you.
Chuck.
I have a question. You were very instrumental in drafting Matisse Thybulle in Philadelphia. Turned out to be a great pick. So, and I'm not comparing players, but do you see some of Thybulle in Dalen Terry's game, or are they kind of similar? Or
I think, they're both 6'7" type wings. They're high twitch, they're fast twitch athletes. They both play above the rim. I think their versatility is similar. Matisse is a high level defender. I think he was all NBA for second year in a row. I don't know if Dalen grades out to be like that, but there are some similarities, but for him to get to that level, he's got to come in here and put in the work.
Thank you.
All right, I think that's it. Mark, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Welcome back.
For those on Zoom, and those that are here, I know we've mentioned this to a few of you. We're targeting early next week for Dalen's intro press conference, likely Monday morning, but we'll send out an update here in the next couple of days once that's confirmed. Thanks, guys.